Yo, it's good.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Chilling.
Word, do you mind if I ask you a couple questions?
How many questions?
About 58 more.
Alright, let's do it.
I heard you wrote a book. Is it true?
Yeah, it is true. I just finished my debut novel, The Bandana Boy. Available now.
What made you want to write a book?
I just wanted to see if I could. It was on my bucket list, and now it's not.
How would you describe the process in one word?
I wouldn't, and I couldn't, but consuming would be the closest word to it.
What motivated you to finish writing after so many years?
Promised my mom I wouldn't quit, so I couldn't.
Is this book about your life?
It's not about my life, but it became a part of my life.
How did you come up with the book's concept?
I just wanted to be as creative and unique as possible.
What part of the book makes you the most proud?
The language. I feel like I spent a lot of time figuring out how to say everything the way I wanted to say it.
What is your ultimate goal with this book?
I just want to know what it was like to write a book, so in that way I already accomplished my ultimate goal. But I would like to see it become a movie one day.
What's your favorite piece that you've ever written?
My favorite piece I've ever written would be a poem called Love Letters. It's about how modern technology has made us all a little less romantic.
And what do you plan on writing next?
A script for a television series about making money.
What's the strangest thing you've ever done to make some money?
The strangest thing I've ever done to make money would be writing reviews for an Icelandic travel company. And I'd never even been there. They would just send me pictures and I'd make stuff up.
What were some of the coolest modeling jobs you've ever done?
Coca-Cola campaign was one of the coolest jobs I've ever done. And when I shot with Google Pixel, they put me on a billboard. So that was cool.
What was the hardest part about becoming a professional model in New York?
Rejection.
What was your favorite part about modeling?
Working with the creative teams and sharing their energies.
How about your least favorite?
Superficiality of it all.
So you have a stack of books here. What's your favorite book?
My favorite book is Don Quixote by Miguel Cervantes.
What are some of your creative outlets?
I like photography, I like to blog, I like to podcast, and I like to write poems as well.
What was one of the most inspiring creative performances that you've seen?
Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight.
What's your approach to photography?
My approach to photography is create a moment and then capture it.
What's the next dream you're going to chase?
I'd like to start my own creative company called Pen and Paper Stories.
How many countries have you traveled to?
I've been to about 60 countries, but I don't know the exact number.
What's your favorite country?
I don't have a favorite, but I've been to Spain like 10 times.
What's the best city in the world?
New York City.
East Coast or West Coast?
East Coast, Beast Coast, baby.
What's the most amount of time you spent in one place?
I spent 89 days in Buenos Aires.
Did you learn Spanish? Are you bilingual?
See?
Nice. What was your next dream destination?
I would love to go to Japan.
Briefly describe two of your craziest adventures.
Backpacking in India and camping across Africa.
What is one of your most potent memories that you have?
Gambling in the Monte Carlo in Monaco. I lost a lot of money, but I made a lot of memories.
What was the most emotional travel moment you've ever had?
I cried when I got to the top of the Eiffel Tower. Really emotional.
What was the most fun trip you've ever been on?
I shot a commercial in Croatia for Yacht Week. That was the most fun trip I've ever had.
Why don't you have a travel blog?
I like to keep my travels personal.
What's the most important lesson that traveling has taught you?
That life is meant to be lived and not just witnessed.
That being said, what trip changed your life the most?
My road trip across the United States. It's where I met my girlfriend.
What's your nickname and how'd you get it?
My nickname is Dewey, kid, and my mom gave it to me because I'm the youngest child.
What's your favorite card game?
My favorite card game have to be Uno. But you have to be careful with who you play this with because this could ruin relationships.
What's your favorite sport?
My favorite sport, I've always been great at baseball, but I love basketball.
If you could relive one high school moment, what would it be?
I would like to relive my high school soccer season.
What's one hobby you wish you could afford?
I wish I could afford fashion.
What are some of your fashion principles?
Wear whatever makes you feel confident or comfortable.
I see you got some weights here.
A little something.
What are some of your fitness principles?
Consistency and creativity.
But what's your favorite food?
Chicken fingers with all the sauces.
If you could be any celebrity, who would you be?
Truthfully, I wouldn't want to be anybody but myself, but if I had to choose, I'd say maybe Zendaya. I don't know.
So what are some of your guilty pleasures?
Video games and Facebook poker.
How about what's your favorite TV show that no one else is watching?
There's a show called Los Simuladores. It's an Argentinian show that used to be on Netflix. I watched it without subtitles. I didn't understand anything, but it seemed pretty creative.
If you could have your own TV show, what would you make it about?
My TV show would be about making other people's dreams come true.
Do you have any secret talents?
I don't know if it's much of a secret or a talent, but I do like to dance.
Do you wish you had a different talent?
Yeah, I really wish I could play the piano.
What are some of the strange quirks you have?
I throw books when I finish reading them.
Interesting. What is your most prized possession?
My passport.
In a perfect life, you, Ryan Dube, do what?
Experience everything and remember it vividly.
What's your biggest personal flaw?
I'm extremely critical of myself.
If you were going to give everyone in the world the same gift, what would you give them?
I'll give them the ability to enjoy their life profoundly.
If you could fix one of the world's problems, what would you fix?
The education system.
See, you have some tattoos. What do they mean?
So these represent dreams that I've accomplished. So one day, my arm will tell my life story.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I don't really worry about that too much, honestly. I'm more worried about enjoying today, and I'll focus on tomorrow.
Finish this sentence for me. There's nothing more important in the world than what?
Perspective.
Your motto is story living, storytelling. What does that mean?
It means that you should live a great story and then tell a great story, but it's important to keep the balance.
Yeah, where are you going?
Yeah, I gotta go, man, but thank you for all this. I appreciate it. Ciao.